Today I'm going to tell you how I landed on these beautiful waters of Siargao, Philippines, something I'd seen for years on YouTube. What they don't tell you is how long it takes to get here. I had to spend over 20 hours in flights, on motorcycles and other stuff to find and get to this place. And I have cotton in my ear because the motor is so loud on this ship. And even when you finally get onto this boat, you need to drive for about another hour to finally start the island tour. Here I am in sights of Naked Island, one of the more popular islands mentioned on YouTube. Was it all worth it? I think so, because I'd finally made my dreams of travel a reality. I made it to Naked Island. It's a bit cloudy today. What they don't tell you is it's a 20-minute drive from the airport to my hotel, 45-minute drive from the hotel to the starting place of the tour, a 1-hour drive or ferry to the Siargao Cove where we toured around there, and then a 2-hour ferry from Siargao Cove to here. So all those other vloggers, Finn Snow and Ava Loving It and Lost LeBlanc and Lost LeBlanc's girlfriend, they don't mention, or if they did, I missed it because they don't tell you how long it takes to get here. But here I am, baby. One thing you can't time is the sun. Today it's very cloudy, so it doesn't look as cool. But I mean, the sand is good. It's naked not because there are naked people on here, it's because there's nothing here, there's no trees or anything. I still felt so exhilarated and accomplished despite the setbacks, because I had, through my own sheer willpower, research, and desire to go, accomplished something that I had fantasized about, that I had seen only through YouTube videos and social media. I had done it. As I mentioned, sometimes you can't time the clouds and the bad weather when you go on the tour. Another thing the YouTubers don't always mention. But despite the clouds, despite it being a quarter-mile island, I was still so happy. Look at that gradient of water. Another thing that you might not realize is that the floor of the water as you walk into the ocean is filled with rocks and shells. So it actually really hurts when you walk into the ocean. But despite all that, everyone there, including myself, was happy. I'd accomplished something I wanted to, and that's that. Another thing is that I've been hit on a lot by gay men or ladyboys while I've been here. There's a lot of them in this area. I'm very polite with it. One of them hit on me for an entire hour on the flight and asked to hold my hand. I'm here at Mangapunko Rocks. It is a well-known tourist destination in Siargao for its tidal pools and natural tidal swimming area. Got to Mangapunko Rocks 2 hours early by accident, which means no tourists. So I got the whole place to myself, but I can't swim there yet because I got there too early. Low tide is not for another 2 hours. I'm here in Mangapunko Rocks, Siargao, and I want to give you 3 tips on how you can make your dreams come true, whether that's to travel or to accomplish any one single goal. Now, most people want to travel. I've seen a lot of job interviews and a lot of dating profiles, and every other one, when you ask them, what would you do if you had unlimited money, the answer is always travel. So here I am traveling in this beautiful beach here, and it's tragic that many people don't make it happen, or they only make it happen on a very small scale. So the first tip, let's just get straight to it. First tip I have for you is be open-minded. What I mean by that is people are very close-minded and stuck in their assumptions on what it takes to accomplish something. Sometimes it's much easier than you think. People assume that style or travel have to be expensive and therefore they can't afford it, or they can't earn more to afford it. In reality, travel is not as expensive as you think. And that's one of the biggest secrets that, unfortunately, even when you share this secret to people, they don't believe you, or they just can't get going. So it cost me maybe about a few $100 to get to this island, and that's not breaking the bank, and I think anyone can do it. In fact, I just had a small light lunch, and that only cost me $3, and that's thanks to the standard of living. There's plenty more travel guides and travel resources and blogs and YouTube channels. So let's move on to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is embrace the uncomfortable. You can get what you want, but you can't get every single thing you want. There are some drawbacks to traveling to Siargao Island, like uncomfortable bathrooms. The restrooms are not the cleanest, but they're not the most dirty I've ever seen. So you have to be willing to make some sacrifices to make it here, and it's really not as bad as you think, if you can tolerate that. And then number 3 is take it one step at a time. So it took a lot of planning for me to really get up here, maybe about a year or 2 years worth of just reading and getting familiar and comfortable with all the travel tips out there. So take it slow. Maybe it starts by saving money, maybe it starts by just reading more or watching more resources to help you, but then make sure you take action. Take a small action. Book your first hotel, book your first flight. Those will get you going, otherwise you'll be stuck in theory land and you won't ever do anything about it. Thanks for watching.
I want to round out this video with the final success, which is that I stayed just long enough to be able to experience the natural made hot tub that only shows up at low tide here in Siargao before my flight departed right after.